Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hey everybody. How is everybody doing? Thank you guys for showing up, coming on in the live. Thank you guys. I was running a little bit late. I finally got a little bit of sleep. And so I am running late, but I'm here. We're 1 minute. But thank you guys for showing up. Make sure you hit the thumbs up as you come in the building. And make sure that you share. Share, please share the live. We are discussing Cody. We did have another case. I think you guys probably want to go over some of the information and some of the facts and some of the what we've been hearing on the Cody case. There's not been a lot of activity going on. Everybody knows that. But we're going to talk about it. So please come in. Today is February the 21st. It's got to be the 21st. Yes, it is. February the 21st, 2022. Thank you guys for showing up. Make sure you hit the thumbs up as you come in. If you didn't, you guys will wait on you. Go ahead and go on out and hit the thumbs up. Okay, and if you're new in the building, please let us know that you're new so we can greet you formally. And this is a big old family. You can join. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to turn no flips or anything. Just come in, let us know, and then just start coming to the live and sharing your thoughts, your concerns, any questions. Is fine. You can come up on the panel. You can ask for the panel to be yours for the whole entire day and talk and tell people whatever you want on your mind. Right here, we can open up, and you're not going to get into argument because that's one rule we do not do. We're not going to argue about it, okay? We're going to come up with some kind of information about how we can make sure this don't happen to our kids, other people's kids, and if we can help in some kind of way, okay? We do have family members that lives down there in the Virginia area, and I was speaking to him today. I was going in and out. I was trying to get some rest, you guys, because I hadn't slept. And so, hey, Lily, how you doing? Lily Bamboo, what's going on? I see you in the building. Woke the God is here. Curly McCoy. Pearls of Wisdom is in the house. Batcave, Lisa M. Mary Martin. Tina Powers. Who's else in the building? Sanja. Miss Philly G, Lisa Taylor, Loving God, Brown Sugar, D Diva, Ruby Turner, Diane Harris, Avalon Steele, Freddie Johnson, Loving God, Nancy LaRose is in here, Wanda, Bellamy is in the building. Marsha. Come holla at us, sister. Zena, Nancy, said Nancy LaRose. Okay. Mildred Wilkins is in the building. And we're going to talk about some things. We're going to keep focused, you guys. We got Chrissy. Chrissy's in the building. How you doing, Chrissy? And I think I got everybody. If I didn't speak, Diane Harris is in here. How you doing, Diane? What's going on? I'm thinking Soldier Girl is in the building. Soldier Girl in the house. Jackie Bartiz is in here. Who else we got? We got D Diva. And okay, we got Ruby Turner. We got Marsha, Sanja, Cynthia Gatewood, Batcave, Brown Sugar. Sometimes I'm reading you guys' name twice. Katrina Hickman is in the building, and that's all it's letting me see. That is all it is letting me see. So if I didn't speak, T Star is in the building. How you doing, T Star? Hope everything's going good for you. Been missing you. Been praying for you. Hope everything's going well. Please let us know. Okay, you guys know the phone number anytime that you want. After the 30 minutes, we're just going to make that just a rule, you guys. You know, after 30 minutes, call on in. If you know the number, at 5:30, call on in. But first, let me share with you, and I may not even have 30 minutes of what I need to share. And I know some of you guys are going to feel like some kind of way. But I am missing one person that normally be in here. And they all over this case. Hey, Michelle McKay, how you doing? I see you in the building, Michelle McKay. What's going on? How are you? Make sure you guys share. I am waiting to see this one person. Moonlight View, how are you? I see you in the building. Loving God, how are you? I did not see her as I was. Andrea M., what's going on? I see you in the building. Paula Nichols, what's going on? I see you in the building. Pearls of Wisdom, yeah. Okay. I'm seeing a couple of people I hadn't seen in a while, and some I haven't seen, one or two I haven't seen at all. So welcome to the live. Don't be nervous. Just come on in, have your seat, and sit back. We're going to go ahead and talk about this a little bit today, and then we're just going to see what everybody think about it. Believe. No, I haven't seen that person come in. I was looking to see. So I want to tell you guys, okay, I am glad. Hey, there's Gloria Bates. I see you in the building, Gloria. Gloria. There's some people that is continuing to look for all the information they can on this case. And I'm so glad that you guys are keeping in touch, even though that, I'm doing other things and I'm going over stuff. I'm still following this case. I'm going to follow this case. I don't know why. It's just, how sometimes you attracted to something and you just got to do it no matter what. Even if you don't want to, you kind of like, they messed that up. I don't even want to deal with it, right? So check this out. Happy Monday to you too, Lisa. Check this out. All we know so far is what's been told a lie, what's been told the truth, and what's been going on. But I got something to share with you. I don't have a receipt on it, you guys. I was asking some people to give me the receipt. I have talked to 2-3 people. They heard what I heard. And so I'm not going to say we got a receipt. But I heard what I heard, and we don't know if it's a fact that is true. But you can go and ask some questions and find out if it's true and see if somebody's going to answer you. But I'm going to tell you what I heard, and then we're going to talk about it, because I guarantee you when I tell you what I heard, some of you guys may know, some of you guys may not know. But it's concerning to me. It's very concerning to me. So, hey, Shalana, how you doing? Let's talk about it. And yeah, I'm stressed, so I'm breaking out a little bit. So, but it'll go away. So check this out. So on January 31st, A guy named Corey Bigsby live in Hampton, Virginia, called the police, told them, hey, I woke up at 2 a.m. in the morning. We don't know why he woke up at 2 a.m. in the morning. And I guess everything was fine. I'll go back to sleep, or he heard something. We don't know. Or he let somebody out, or he let somebody in. But he did wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning. Allegedly, that's what his story is. He says when at 9 o'clock, when he woke up again, it's kind of weird. At 9 o'clock, when he woke up again, he couldn't find his son. His son is named Cody Bigsby. Pretty name, beautiful name. If you've seen the child, we're pitching his pictures up there. The reason why sometimes you see me putting pictures up there and I don't really say it too much on the thumbnail, I'm just trying to get that word across that this child is missing. So you guys, I'm always going to try to put the picture up there. I just don't want a whole bunch of writing. I know that the subject may be something else, but I want to keep pushing that child's picture. Okay, letting everybody know, because you never know who's watching. You never know. So anyway, he calls the police and he says, hey, my child is missing. They come over, they look for him. He looked for them. They look for him. And then he goes down to the police station with the police. Allegedly, that's the story what the police said. He voluntarily came with us to the police station and to answer and to assist with some questions, which when your child is missing, that's what you usually do, correct? That's what you usually do. So anyway, he's down there. They did not put out an Amber Alert. And you know, the world, I wouldn't say the whole entire world, because there's some people that's right there in Virginia don't even know that this young boy is missing. But anyway, they put out some kind of alert because some people got the information and some people didn't. Happy birthday, T-Star. What's going on? She said, it's my birthday. Happy birthday. Belated birthday. Happy, happy, happy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Anyway, I can't sing, you guys. Remember, my mama told me I can't sing. But I just gave you a couple of notes. But happy birthday to you. And anyway, you guys, let me get back to it. So he's down there at the police station, correct? He's down there at the police station. And they come on and they're like, hey, there's this 4-year-old boy. His name is Cody Bigsby. He's missing at the Hampton, Virginia area. They said, you know, the parents is a suspect. Now, if anybody else heard what I heard, the first kind of press conference that they had, that's what I heard. The parents is the primary suspects. The parents. Okay? They didn't say the father. They didn't say the mother. They said the parents. That's the first press conference. And I thought, okay. Now, by this time, now what we heard, and we heard this from Corey's sister, she gets on a live with Rhonda, and this is later. This is after all of that. And she's just mad. She's all over the place. She was talking about the mama's no good. She cheated on her brother, and she was cheating with a man 2 doors down. She was just trifling and all this other stuff. She didn't get down there to the police station until 10 a.m. in the morning. And she was like, yeah, go ask the mother why. Okay, if her child is missing, why did it take her? And then I said, hey, hold on. So remember that. Okay. So that was a question. Okay. And so anyway, you guys, we ended up going and getting some more information. Okay. We went and got some more information. So, because we wanted to hear everything that was said. So we kept going to every press conference. We kept reaching out, going to every live, every information to see, do we got our facts and stuff right, wrong, or whatever. Thank you, Evelyn, for sharing the live. Thank you very much. So anyway, what had happened was the police comes back on TV and says, hey, our prime suspect the only suspect we really looking at is the father. That's the only suspect. And he's down, he's right now, he's in custody. Well, no, I'm sorry. He didn't say that. He didn't say custody. He said he is voluntarily down here at the police station talking to us. And that was weird because everybody was like, huh? What? He's your prime suspect and he's down there talking to you guys? Anyway, days and days go by, and then his sister pops up, and she's down there at the police station, and Rhonda pops up. That's a YouTuber / Facebook content creator, news reporter that has been covering this case, and I can say an excellent job that she's been doing. Because if she wasn't, you wouldn't be able to make a decision without all the information that has been brought to the front. Whether you like it or not, it is good, informed information, especially when you're talking about a child that's missing. Okay? Thank you. Come holler at us, sister. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. If anybody else is sharing, please let us know that you shared it live. All right? Because we're trying to get everything together. Okay? Oh, today is Tuesday. No. Today's Monday. I'm sorry. Today's Monday. So some stuff won't get to people until tomorrow. Anyway, so here we go. So Rhonda's at the police station trying to get in, trying to figure out what's going on. Some people was like, the sister's in there, and she's got an attorney with her. And so Rhonda, she goes on over there and she gets in there, and she kind of on the back. She kind of, she's not invading in their privacy and all of that, and just being, But I mean, she did. Thank you, woke the God. Thank you always. She said, I always share. And so the sister says, you ain't gotta be talking in secret. Okay. Think about this. The sister says, you ain't gotta be over there whispering or whatever. And Wanda said, I'm so sorry. I'm just not trying to invade in your privacy in your rights or whatever. But I just, something, she says, you guys be careful. Have a good day. Hey, Marianne, Pauline, how you doing? I see you in the building. Hello to you. Phyllis D. Hart, I see you. Angie Crooks, I see you in the building. Thank you guys for showing on up. Lisa Taylor, thank you guys for showing on up. Thank you. KMB, I see you in the building. Thank you for showing on up. I appreciate you. You guys are the best. Zena Turbert, thank you. All right. And Paula Nichols, I see you guys in the building. If I miss you, please write something in the chat and let me know that I miss you. I do want to holler at you and at least speak to you without you just coming on in the house and I'm just not talking to you. I'm not trying to do that. And so anyway, when they leave the police station, and I'm saying the sister and the attorney that the sister had went and got, because her brother had been down there 3 or 4 times. 3 or 4 days. And the sister was like, they won't let us in. That, you know what? Thank you, Batcave. Thank you very much. I see you. You done shared. Thank you. The sister comes out and says, hey, I got my brother an attorney, and they are, violating my brother's rights. And they won't let the attorney in. And the attorney says, well, I'm going to go to the Commonwealth attorney that's across the street and find out what's going on. So, Rhonda, she's with him. And so we're all going too, because we were in the live. So we're going to go and see what's going on. And I was there, you guys. I was there. So I seen it all. And I was like, ooh, come on, let's go. So we went on over there. And so I don't know if I was in that exact live at that time, but they go over there and, they come out, and then the attorney says, wasn't nobody there, he finally got in touch with somebody, because of the COVID thing. Everybody's at home. He's going to get a call back or whatever. But yeah, he heard that his client, and he didn't make allegations on the police. He said, we will find out once we start getting into there until he starts seeing his client. He says, but they will not let me see him. They're saying that he's down there voluntarily. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm here. My client is in there, and I have not got to talk to him, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're being very open. The sister doesn't mind being on live because everybody's going to see this. The sister is mad. The sister turns around and says, the mama, where is she at? Where is she at? She's trifling. She's no good. She doesn't take care of the kids. My brother is a good dad. He, she says everything. It seems to me she's angry because they're pointing this finger at Corey. She doesn't like it. Nobody's speaking about the child. It's either Corey or the mama. Mama ain't been seen, you guys. I'm just saying, I don't want nobody to think nothing. I do have my own opinion about things, but mama ain't been seen, and that's weird to me. I mean, at least cry, at least come in and say something, or just look like you're not concerned. And they don't. You can say, I'm taking the fifth, not because I don't have anything to say. It's because I'm going to tear up some stuff, and you guys don't understand, or whatever, or have somebody in the family say something. But she did say, this is Corey's sister, said the mother did not show up until 10 p.m. that night on that Monday morning on the 31st. Okay, let me get into a little bit of details, and then I am going to tell you some other stuff. Okay, thank you, Pearls of Wisdom. Thank you. I see that you shared. Thank you. Thank you. Freddie Johnson, make sure you write down everybody's name that shared. From 522, where Pearls of Wisdom on up. Okay. We will put them in a gift thing, and we will do a gift drawing tomorrow on those of you that shared. Okay. And one person will win. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. From 522 on back, not 522 on up. 522 on back. Thank you. So anyway, we went and got into some of the information, you guys, and it was kind of like, okay, why have the mother not showed up? And someone says, well, she lives in Washington, D.C. So we did a little bit of some checking. Washington, D.C., how long is it from Hampton, Virginia? I was kind of asleep when I got these numbers, you guys, but I got the numbers, okay? And what it is 3 hours away. By driving, 3 hours, I think it's 3 hours and 17 minutes. You can drive from Washington, D.C. to Hampton, Virginia. It takes 3 hours, okay? That's not that bad. It's just not that bad. Thank you, T-Star. Thank you, Angie Kritz. That's not that bad, okay? And so I'm going, okay. So if they know, if they found out that the child came up missing exactly at 9:15 in the morning, they probably notified mom within that first hour. So I say around about 10 o'clock, mom got a phone call. Hey, your son named Cody. Okay, and Corey the dad, right? Somehow Corey called us. It's been about 10, 15, 20 minutes ago. And you are the mother of Cody, right? Yes, sir. Yes, I am. Okay, well, he's missing. She says, he's missing. Yeah, what happened? Well, we got Corey down here, and I don't know what the police told her. I think he's the prime suspect, but we need you to come down here and talk to us. And she's like, okay, I'm on my way. There's 3 hours difference. That's 10 o'clock in the morning. 11, 12, 1. Okay. No mom. 2 o'clock, no mom. 3 o'clock, no mom. 4, no mom. 5, no mom. 6, no mom. 7, no mom. 8, no mom. 9, no mom. 10 p.m., mom shows up. Now, the thing about that is, from Washington, D.C. to Virginia, Hampton, Virginia, you can take a bus. They got the bus down there, the Greyhound. It runs all day long, you guys. There's 2-3 buses that leaves Washington, D.C. and arrives to Hampton, Virginia all day. Yes. And guess what? Guess how much it costs? It costs $38. $38 to go. You go look it up. I'm not even giving you an estimate on that. I'm telling you what it costs because we went and we looked it up. Me and my team, we was looking it up. We're like, why she couldn't get down there? Did somebody not give her a ride? She don't have a car, whatever. It costs $38 to get from Washington, D.C. to Hampton, Virginia. And like I said, exactly, depending on the traffic, 3 to 5. Now, if you own a bus, it will, because buses have other routes that they got to stop here, stop there in this little town and whatever. It takes 5 hours to get there by bus. That's because it stops other places. Okay. Now, if you took a taxi, because hey, I want to hurry up and get there, whatever, $25 an hour. So you're looking at 3 hours. So it's still under $100. You can make it to Hampton. If you was in Washington, D.C. Okay. Okay. So those are the facts. And there was another, actually, it takes 5 hours and 15 minutes by bus, 3 hours and 17 minutes by car. Okay. And taxis, you can pay by the hour, which they're telling you it's $25 an hour. That tells you it's $75 and more. You're going to be, and it all depends on where you get picked up at and where you get dropped off at. That you may be way on this side of this town and this side of this state. You know what I'm saying? So I say at least $100. But mom didn't show up till 10. Now, let's get into the logistics of this conversation. So they had a press conference. Yes, it's 28 minutes after the hour. They had a press conference where the chief, Mark Talbot, and I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but please forgive me if I'm tearing it up. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for sharing. Hey, Life of Monique, how you doing? And Analia Armstrong from Stockton. Stay quiet, regretful. How you doing? I haven't seen you before. Thank you for coming to the chat. Thank you. Chrissy Winston, what's going on? It's a Talbert. Okay. Well, she's telling me to pronounce it like Talbert. And I think that's exactly how to pronounce it, like Talbert. Thank you, Chrissy. It's weird. It is actually spelled like a T-O, but it's pronounced. I know the first beginning of how they pronounce his name is Tal. And so it's got to be Talbert. That's what Chrissy is telling me. Thank you, Chrissy. Anyway, you guys. So Mark, I say Chief Mark, gets on the horn. As Sharon Terrell, how you doing? Good evening to you. He gets on the horn and he says in front of everybody, you know what? At the beginning of this, it's not a mystery, you guys. It's not a mystery. None of this is a mystery. We know what happened. We're just trying to get it together. And But he was sending people home and they got enough people searching. And people's like, hey, what's going on? I wanted to help. And all this other stuff, And we've got to looking at how many people was getting sent home and not getting calls back and was like, hey, we just don't want people to do this and do that. But we want everybody active. In front of the camera, they're telling everybody, we want everybody to if you've seen anything, heard anything, help us out, please help us out. Let me tell you something about the police real quick. Everybody think the police is a magician. They're not. Yeah, they've been doing this for a long time, so they're skilled. But guess what, you guys? We have been looking at these cases. Please listen right now. We have been looking at cases after cases after cases for the last 3 years, you guys. You guys are skilled too. It ain't just you picked up a paper or heard it from your girlfriend. Hey, a kid is missing. I wonder what's you have seen case after case after case after case after case after case. So you are very aware of what's the outcome can be, what is a more not I wouldn't say smarter, but more realistic theory instead of just saying, I want Cody. Everybody wants Cody. I want Cody. Yeah, we all want Cody. We all do. Yes, we're not going to forget saying his name. But you kind of already can see things going this way, going that way. So when something don't add up, you go, hey, hold up. Wait a minute. This ain't supposed to be. Anyway, you guys, let me tell you. So I was upset because after all of that show that Mark Talbert was doing, I was like, hey, you guys, think about it. He's saying, it's not a mystery. That tells me that he knows something. And we're like, oh, we're all in agreement. We're like, yeah. And somehow it projected that everything that the police was saying, it really already told us or seemed to believe that Corey did something to his son. If I guarantee you guys, please put a 1 in the chat if that's not what you perceived. That's what I perceived. And so then we were digging in his background and finding out where he lived and how many kids and what job did he do and all this stuff. We perceived that because of the information that was told to us. He was down there. He'd been talking for 4 days. He ain't asked for no attorney because Mark Talbert said if he would have asked for one, we would have surely honored it. Then we come to find out that's not true. Okay. So did Corey lie or did the police lie? Okay. So now, so we're going to have to put a strike on the police. We're going to have to put a strike on the police. Okay? Because they didn't honor it. And now we're frustrated. We got egg on our face. And we're sitting there saying, but I hope you didn't mess up the case. And then when they go to this hearing to see if he can get bonded out, they got in touch somehow with his wife because he is married, not the kids of these batch of kids, but he do got 4 kids by his wife also, and with this baby mama. But they're exchanged, she's living over here, he's living over there, and the mama of the kids is living in a whole different state. But here's the thing. But they're so competent. They put his wife on the stand and said, Corey is a bad person. He doesn't need to be having a bond. He's a danger to society, and he lost his kid. And not only that, when he was in the Army, he went AWOL. And isn't it true that he choked you and there was a DV charge and you got it you got it dismissed? But it was at one time a DV charge, domestic violence charge. I mean, he choked you, right? And she was like, he ain't choked me. Incompetent. Strike number 2 for the police. Okay? Strike number 2 for the police. So then the police comes on and then they say, Rhonda was like saying, hold on. Here's the thing. While he's in a press conference, hey, did he asked for an attorney? You guys didn't give it to him. Are you guys violating his rights? And he was like, hey, I don't want to hear it. That's a 43-year-old man. He surely know how to, take care of himself. He knows he knows right from wrong. I'm here for Cody. And we're all in our feelings like, yeah, we're here for Cody too. And then Rhonda was like, but Chief, but did you guys violate his rights? And Chief of Police was getting angry with Rhonda. Sometimes when you're on the front line, things like that happens. That's strike number 2. Okay. We find out later on, because Chief of Police says, if we would have known, we would have honored it. we would have honored it. Then he comes back after the whole weekend. They done charged Corey 7 counts. And we're like, surely he knows where Cody is. He should have just told him, and that's what he gets. And do. So we're all lashing out and angry with Corey because what was told to us? What was told to us? Guess what? The judge says he did an AWOL one time while he was in the Army. He's a flight risk. I don't know what the AWOL was, but he's got an honorable discharge. So I'm going, really? Okay. Here's the thing. After the weekend, Mark Tolbert comes back on the TV and says, hey, you guys, I'm sorry. Here's the thing. Here's the whole thing right here. We dropped the ball somewhere. I mean, I didn't do it. It was a already seasoned investigator. He's been with the division for 11 years, very well. But as we looked at the tape, because I didn't know, but as we looked at the tape, there was Corey did ask for an attorney. Not once. So not once, you guys. Because we're on strike number 3, right? But not once, but he asked for an attorney twice. So now Corey is in the wrong, none over here, but we're mad because you lost this child on your watch. But the police been wrong 5 times right now. 5 times. Okay, here's the thing. So the chief of police starts to explain to everybody what happened. And he's going into detail. He was like, he came down. He called in around about 9:12, 9:13. We got there. We looked for Corey. Didn't. He came with all 3 of his children to the station, and we asked questions. The children is in custody. We continue to ask questions. He didn't ask for an attorney, and so he's here voluntarily. No. Okay, hold on. Okay, he says this is Mark saying he's here voluntarily and blase. So we heard that over and over and over. We got in our head and we're like, yeah, woo. Hey, Yellow Eye, Canine Bear, how you doing? So we're wondering if they're getting this information. They're going back and forth into this house, back and forth. So they're going to judge saying, they're going to this judge saying, oh, we need a search warrant. We need a search warrant. We need to go back in there. We need a search warrant. Because every time when they go in there, just one search warrant, they got to go in there with another search warrant. So they probably used up all 3 judges. So now, now the judges is like, hey, hold on. Y'all done messed up. And it's just bad. No, you know so much about this case, or the police done told you what they felt about the whole situation. You don't have a judge that haven't probably heard or seen some information that makes him look guilty when the law is not that you look guilty. The law is you're innocent until proven guilty. Now, I know some of you guys are going to get mad. I'm not on nobody's team or on side. I'm on Cody's side. Please remember what I'm finna tell you. I'm on Cody's side. We get in our feelings, and then when something is realistic that you need to consider in the equation, you don't want to listen to it. Where's Cody? You don't want to listen to it. Now think for one moment. So the police continues to start sharing with us the situation and how things went down and how things broke down and where it was that barrier where they broke when Corey Bigsby asked for an attorney. He said he was read his rights at the beginning, which I don't know. They still interviewing this. Then he turns around and says they read him his rights right before he did the polygraph test. I don't know. They could have. Now that they could have. But reading his rights before, I don't know. But Mark Tolbert, I can't believe nothing that he said, because it seems like you would push a person underneath the bus because that's what you think and that's what you feel. But what about if there's somebody else could be in the equation that you're not looking at. You're not looking at. You don't want to look at nobody else. You want to be right. You know how sometimes people want to be right and they get all the facts wrong. And every time when you look at their facts, you see a flaw in it. Oh, he wasn't at home. Oh, this, that, and the other. This, that, and the other. But don't worry about it. We don't like him because the narrative is we're looking at this right here, right there. Unless you got information that we don't know that is showing you that, all your information that you showed us has been wrong. So guess what? So Mark Torbert, here we go, you guys, turns around and says, right after they read him his or gave him his warning to the Miranda rights. Okay. Thank you, Just Charlene. Thank you for showing up. How you doing? I see you in the building. They gave him his warning of his Miranda rights. And then they proceeded. After the polygraph test was done, Mark says, right after that, they got into a disagreement, and then there was some loud conversation, a disagreement with the investigator. Is that what he said, you guys? Is that what he said? Put a 1 in the chat. Please help me out. Please help me out that you guys are following what I'm saying. I'm finna shut up because I know I'm way over my time, but I have to break it down so you guys can understand when we're listening and when we're trying to figure out things. We can't let people get emotionally into our feelings because we want something to go the way that they're saying. We're only in alignment because of what you're saying. We're not in alignment because we believe in you, we trust in you, and in your word is the holy book, because we done already found out that the police department is wrong in a lot of ways. Now you would think after this polygraph test, you say, what went wrong? Something went wrong. I'm going to tell you what I thought. I thought he failed this polygraph test, and just like an African-American man, and you're going to tell me that I lost my kid or I did something to my kids. Oh, you tripping. No. Matter of fact, I'm finna get up out of here and I want my attorney. So, I'm finna go. I'm done. You can't do. So words is exchanged and something like do. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But this weekend, you guys, I had word come to me. Here we go. That Corey Bixby passed the polygraph test. So now I'm looking at Mark Torbert like you're playing with my emotions, because I know you didn't tell us what the results was, but you made us think that he failed by telling us that right after the polygraph test, that's when things hit the fan and they got in this argument and in the loud. Yeah, you guys are saying what I'm saying. What? He passed the polygraph test. And I'm going to say something else. I'm looking at something and I'm like, okay, this man calls at 9 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, my child is missing. I can't find him nowhere. I'm like, please help. Come. His sister flies down here. Everybody's speaking. When his wife came to the police station and they got her mixed up with the baby mama, she told the judge, I will assist him with anything he needs to get him here. That spoke volumes. His sister been on the news, talking to the local news, Rhonda, and letting everybody know this is not. He may not be perfect, because when men are trying to raise kids, they're not. The first time they put a girl, let me tell you, wait, if you ain't got sons and brothers that's scared to put a diaper on a baby and be done put the diaper on backwards and it's stuck to the navel and all this other stuff in the umbilical, cord is hanging down and they don't know what to do with it, and the poop is up the back and all this other stuff, and and they give them a hot bottle or something, that you tell them to go warm up the bottle, and the bottle is hotter than catfish grease. Hey, they mess up a lot. We do too. But it's funny when they, because it's just more of a man trying to do something that I'm just being honest with you, we are designed to do. It's like, yeah, we do got to ask questions, but we have been around, or we seen, or we'll go figure it out. We'll ask questions. And there's some other woman that will help. A man don't do that. They don't go ask questions and say, hey, how do I warm up this bottle? And it's weird. I mean, because I've got a lot of brothers, and they're very good men. Some people be like, there ain't no good men. Hey, hold on. I got too many brothers. And I say all of them's good, but maybe one. Now, I'm not saying they don't get in trouble. I've got one that's in prison. So what I'm saying to you guys, now looking at the equation, and like I said, I don't have a receipt on it, but that is what is out there, that he and maybe his sister put that out there. I haven't caught them in a lie yet. And trust and believe, if it was, she's not going to say it because it will make them look bad. But why did the police, if the polygraph test showed that he passed, especially if it came to the question, do you know where the whereabouts of Cody is? And the answer was no, and you passed. And then I know what people say. People, first thing they say is, he retired from the Army, so they teach him how to hold their breath and relax and exercise. You guys, you know what? And some people, you can't tell me nothing. This is why we have law and order. This is why we have law. Because we would not have heard that had not we have a law. And that's why there's innocent people sometimes. That I'm not saying that he's innocent. You guys can call on in. Call on in. That's all I got to say. So sometimes I want you guys to know one thing, though, and I was thinking about this today. If you look at other cases like we have been looking, when somebody has done something to the child, they don't get ready to move and then call the police and say, hey, my kid is missing. What they do is they move before they call the police. And then when they call the police, they say, hey, my kid is missing. So now they got to go to 2 houses. You remember Classic and Sincere? Okay, the West family, they moved and then said, hey, my child is missing. Remember Breonna Williams or whatever? The young lady that was in the service or the Marines or whatever she was, she moved out the house and then called the police and said, hey. So the significant is, what would make Corey call the police? And he's got a house that is his and he's moving into. I wouldn't have done that. I would have waited and moved and then said, hey, I'm just telling you what I did. Anyway, the phone is open. Hey, this is SP.
Hey, SP. This is Carlson. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. And how's everyone in the chat? Okay, look. First I want to say, because I did put this in the comment, but you were talking, so I know you missed it.
Okay.
You remember the chief said it himself. He watched hundreds of hours of interrogation, right? So, what is there 24 hours in a day? So you telling me that y'all interrogated this man for 4 days straight, non-stop.
Right.
That's another mess up.
Right, but and you know what? That polygraph test was on February the 1st.
And they still ain't this man.
So you see what I'm saying? And he said there's 60, 70, 80 hours of video. But we're not talking about that. In the first 24 hours, that polygraph test was given.
And they still got that man there. They hold him there against his will.
Yeah.
And another thing too, people might think I'm crazy, but that's cool. That's cool too, brother. Anyway, you know, who says it wasn't the maintenance man that when this man placed? Because remember, this I don't know who all have heard about this, but the maintenance man have been in his apartment a few times when he wasn't there.
Oh,
And,
so you're saying so your theory is, and like I said, you guys, we don't bash nobody for their theories and stuff. We're listening, and they're bringing information that some of you guys haven't heard. So what Brown Sugar is saying is the maintenance man been to his apartment a couple of times?
Yes.
Okay.
And Corey, he approached that man, Sunday because, like I said, he didn't want, no one coming to his apartment while he wasn't there and stuff. And so the maintenance man has been being Corey's apartment when he wasn't there. This happened a couple of times. And think about it too now. I mean, it had been somebody who was living there, or someone who has the key, who has access to that apartment. And on the manager, besides Corey, on the manager and the maintenance people, they have, keys to those apartments. They can access the apartments anytime, anytime, at any given time. So who's to say that one of them let someone in there to grab the baby, or they took the baby themselves?
Right.
And they did state it too also that there was a matter of fact, the same maintenance man we're talking about stayed next door to Corey. And it's not the one that was they had his man name out. I'm just gonna put the list out there, JJ. But it's not him. Cause that was he contacted Rhonda today. Oh, I need to send you that clip too. But he contacted Rhonda himself and said no, it was not him.
Okay, so there's two maintenance men, right?
Yes, yeah.
And there's one that lives right next door to Corey, right?
Yes.
Okay, but so is that the one that the news people spoke to?
Okay.
Because one of them said that he can hear the noise next door.
Okay, that's the one that stayed next door. So the one that contacted Rhonda, it wasn't him.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one that contacted Rhonda?
Yeah, that wasn't him. Because people were thinking that was him.
Okay.
But it wasn't him. It's the one that stays next door.
But you know what? I mean, when I heard that theory, I was like, yeah, the maintenance guy, whatever. But you know that little clip that shows the mirror image of Corey's in them house? That's next door. That's next door. So, and that's the maintenance man. So he's putting a lot of information out there. But okay, one thing I did check out in that little clip, you guys, you got to go back and watch it. Maybe I can find it real quick. But there was kids' clothes in that closet. Do the maintenance man got kids?
I don't know. I have not heard if he did or did not. And I'm just gonna sit here and lie to you. And another thing, too, remember in the interview that he did, the most recent interview he did, because they did another interview with him, he contradicted himself too, because he stated that he did not know there were little children over there. He didn't know there was any adults over there. And then he turned around, he said all these things about those children that occurred.
Right.
So, he contradicted himself on that.
Right.
So they need to search. They need to look into this man. They need to I don't know.
'Cause, people next door to you, like he said, I always hear noise like hollering and stuff. And he says, not adults.
Yeah.
He said, not adults, kids hollering all times of the day, all times of the night. And then he said, But I'm not surprised that, they got the father down there and he's charged with these such. But he said, I went over there, and every time when I would go over there next door, he said, I would knock on the door to talk to him. He would not open up the door. So these kids is hollering and screaming. So that tells me something. Corey's the type of person, like, he don't care. Tear up the house. I don't care. Just leave me alone. I'm over here doing this. Or, like his sister said, he will probably yell at them instead of beating them down. The man said you wouldn't hear adults hollering, but you would hear the kids like they were banging on the thing. And then when you bang back, they will stop. Like, they probably like, what is that? Or they probably was playing a game with him or whatever. But the man comes to the door and knocks and say, hey, your kids is making all kind of noise. He says that he would hear Corey says, I'm sorry, and it will stop.
Yeah, that's right.
So Corey was in the house.
Yep. Sure.
But he says you never see an adult come from that house or leave from the house.
Yep. So they need to look into this person for real. And like they also, also they stated too now. Every time something come up, like when them young ladies stop that jacket, he was at the scene. Every time something comes up, he's at the scene.
Right.
So, that says a lot. Why? It was a problem with the children making noise and stuff. But every time you turn around, it was something come up. He's there at the scene.
Right. So your theory is, let me get this right. Your theory is, it may not be your theory, but there's a question that it could be the maintenance man because.
Yes.
Okay. And so, and there's 2 maintenance men, and so people are trying to pull information on that, right?
Yeah.
Trying to find out what his name is. Do he got any kids? Because that little clip we got that I was showing that somebody had shared on another app so I could share it over here, that was the next door neighbor's apartment.
Okay. Hey, matter of fact, remember, I spoke with you on the phone I think that was the other night. I asked you, what was the reason for that? You remember me asking you that?
What?
I said, what was the reason for that? Why, this man showing his apartment? What was the reason for that? What is he trying to prove?
Well, I guess a content creator went over to him. It was a content creator went over to him and asked, could they see his apartment? Because we all wanted some kind of understanding, like the layout of the apartment. And he said, okay. And he did a really quick tour, but you see that, once you hit the front door, there's a stairway. So it's another level. And so the kids was up there, there's 2 bedrooms up there. So the bedrooms are upstairs or whatever. And then the bathroom is right there in the hall as soon as you come up. So I'm just saying it does help seeing the layout. And somebody said the layouts is not all the same. This one is right next door. It mirrors that apartment, you guys. And the person knew that too. So it must be the maintenance guy. It don't have to be though.
Well, why would they get him? Why would they get a maintenance man that size of apartment if you don't have no children? You're only, given that size of apartment if you have children. So now the question is, do we have children or not? Yeah,
we don't know. I don't know. I heard of the maintenance guy just this weekend as you were calling, and then a couple other people had called me, but I'm not knowing. I just know that the clip that we got, it came from next door to Corey's in them house. And I seen kid little clothes in the closet, and I didn't think nothing of it. But because wouldn't this guy, if he got kids, he would have said, like, your kids can come over and play with my son or something. But there was kids' clothes in his closet. You never can just sit back and say, oh, no, that, when I first heard it, I was kind of, but there was this show called Misery. There was a young lady, I can't remember her name, something Bates. I think her name was Gloria Bates or Betty Bates or something, where she plays this. She was so wrapped up in this guy, and she took this man home, and
Stephen King. It was a Stephen King movie.
Yeah, and people were coming to the house and everything, and every time he would say something wrong, she would crack his legs with the bat and the whipping, break his legs so he couldn't. And so people do crazy stuff. They may want that life or whatever. It's like she was in love with them, and so you know, anything. I tell people all the time, anything is possible.
That's true. And another thing too, just picked in my just clicked it. If he was so he was so concerned about the children, about Corey letting the children come outside and play. Okay, but where was his kids? If he had kids, why was his kids outside playing? He was so concerned about Corey's kids being outside. Then Corey, telling about Corey, let his kids come outside and play. Where was his kids?
Right. And that's and you know, that's one thing, because we're in this pandemic. A lot of people are just not letting the kids just go out because other kids want to come and play. No.
And also the weather too. So it could be real cold out there. Also, we have been having some cold weather.
Yeah, I know Misery is the name of the movie, but what was the lady that played in that? Her last name is Bates, you guys. What was her first name?
I can't think of her name, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
All right then. Well, that's all I wanted to say. Get on in the chat.
All right. So if Kathy, her name is Kathy Bates.
Okay.
If you find out any more information, especially when it comes to the maintenance guy, would you let us know?
I sure will.
Okay.
Okay then.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, her name is Kathy Bates. Hey, Charlie Hunt. Thank you, everybody. Chrissy and Angie Crooks, and the chief made a statement today. What is it, Angie Crooks? Call in. I seen we've got 3 calls. The calls were I know one was Angie, one was Tina, and there was another call. I'm going to take all 3 of these calls, and then we're going to get off of here. I know I took more time than what I needed to, you guys, but I had to share with you. And some people come in here and they don't pick up everything that we know, because we come in here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 p.m. Central Time, and we go over this stuff, and we go over it, and we go over it. And I know we were supposed to talk about another case, but I said, there's a little girl, and but they found her remains. She'd been missing since 2020. I said to myself, I don't want to talk about a dead baby today. There's still hope for Cody out there. And what I'm saying is, I'm sorry. She said, but I'm back. And so I'm not mad. I'm not angry, but it does give me hope that when I look at other people, they have more that I can look at. But when I'm saying you guys done this, you guys done, when I was told that Corey passed the polygraph test, that kind of made me say, okay, now I'm tripping. Now I'm wondering whether he was taught how to hold his breath and make it through that stuff or whatever. I give people the benefit of the doubt. And okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and call these people, because sometimes it may seem like I'm rude because I can't answer, but somebody's talking, and I can't just let the phone continue to ring because it's annoying. So I'll call you back. Hey, this is SP.
Hello, SP. Hi, family. How's everybody doing? Blessings to everybody.
Blessings to you too, sister.
That was the chief came out with another press conference earlier today between 12:30 and 1.
Okay.
Okay, a neighbor is saying the kids were left alone. It was constant noise. that he was beating on the wall. Then he got so frustrated with it, he went over there to apartment 707 and beat on the door and told him to let the kids come out and play. Then he has a picture on his phone that he said he was going out to his car. He turned around and looked and seen two kids up on the dresser waving at people. And it was the first time. It was numerous amounts of times he would see the kids up on top of that dresser. He took a picture of the dresser with the kids standing up there in diapers.
Well,
He said,
hold on. Because, okay, you had me for a minute. Now, I haven't seen this press conference that you're talking about. But, I'll answer your question in a minute, Lisa. But what I heard and what I read was the man only seen the children one time in Pampers on the dresser.
He said amounts of time.
Okay, hold on.
What I'm mad about with him is that, one, any intuition. First, if you could hear them kids constantly crying like that, okay, you beating on the wall. That's something for you to think about. But number two, for you to see these kids up on that dresser in them diapers, I went with a head on. Just to make myself be more, I say, a peace of mind, I would have just sent the authorities over there. Because if I have knocked on your door and told you the kids was being too noisy, I have seen the kids up on the dresser. Those were alarming signs right there.
Mm-hmm.
You see something right there, you should have said something.
Right.
That constant noise, that's not being a neighbor, because if these are kids. You know they know better to be up there on a dresser. They babies.
Right.
And these babies, they just loose in the house. And you gone.
Right. Right.
And when you go to the military, they are training you to hold your composure like Cody doing.
Right. Okay.
But the sad part of it is the neighbor. He could have prevented this. Even if he would have been wrong, at least you would have known that you did something. Because if I see anybody, baby, up on, if I'm rolling in that wheelchair and I see somebody's child up on the dresser, I'm going to knock on their door and tell them, your baby standing on that dresser up them stairs up there.
Mm-hmm.
But he said it got to so bad to where he did knock on the door and just tell, which he was right. You cannot take kids and coop them up in a house and not just let them be amongst themselves and they never get to run out. We are all humans. They are humans. We need to breathe. We need air. And I don't care how long those kids have been locked up in their house like that. And when the last time those kids had on clothes, there have been cold days and warm enough evenings. And, those are kids. That's what kids do. Freedom is running, playing, laughing, falling. And I love the super chat with Poopy. I say, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what kids do. And I'm telling you what that apartment look like with them babies locked up in there like that by themselves.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It drives us. Mm-hmm. We can sit down and say, okay, enough. I'll get up and go look out the door. That's because that's what you want to do. You want air. You want to get up and breathe. Or you want to say, well, I go cook. You want to get up and do something. Feel the freedom of being able to be free and live your life, but not but feeling free and being locked up. So that's the mentality of these babies. They don't even know they're free. They're being caged up. They don't know what rolling in the grass and stuff is because this man is locking them in the house and leaving them. And then we don't even know how long he been locking them in the house. We don't know how many hours and stuff. We don't know when the kids last ate. And look at the pictures you showed us. How big that baby was.
The man said when he went and knocked on the door, he didn't open up the door, but Corey spoke to him.
And then he went over there one time and he said he did not open the door. He just spoke to him through that door.
Okay, I can't find this press conference that you're talking about. Because I mean, I just can't find some of this info.
I'll call you after the show.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, everybody have a good and safe and blessed evening.
All right. Thank you, sister.
Good day.
That was some good information update on February the 18th. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Somebody's sending it to me. That's probably, thank you. Well, we got some researchers out there. They say, she's trying to find it. A neighbor gives a glimpse into the life next door to Corey Bigsley home. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to read it to you guys. Okay, hey, this is SP.
I'm sorry, SP. I know I wasn't one of the three that had called, but I just had to put my 2 cents in.
Go ahead, put your 2 cents in, sister.
First off, we cannot be so presumptuous to say how someone else should raise their children. I know several families that have not allowed their children to play outside in public playgrounds because of this COVID.
Right.
They just don't want their children around other children. They actually have taken off of work and are actually homeschooling their children because of this COVID, this pandemic.
Right.
I mean, everybody is being so hard on this man, and we don't know.
Right.
We don't know what happened. All we know is what the chief of police is saying, and he's suspect.
Right.
I think we have to really stop and think that every parent is not the same, and children those ages were not able to be vaccinated. They don't want it. I wouldn't want my child out around anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go out.
Right.
Around people just for that reason.
Right.
And
I know I've slowed down a lot. I don't even go to the store. I be running out of stuff, girl.
Yeah, I have everything delivered to my house now. I do my grocery shopping online. I have my food delivered to my front porch. After they leave it, I go out and get it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very presumptuous to say he should have let those kids go outside and play where they could have came in contact with anybody and gotten sick. Everybody's just not feeling that in the midst of this pandemic. This is a very serious thing. Here in Harrisburg, our hospitals are full to the brim. They're literally sending people to Philadelphia to house them because there's no room in our hospitals because of the COVID.
Right.
So I think we need to really think about the situation and what we're in.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because we do know some facts, and we do know that Corey has a house that he either had built or he's purchasing or whatever. It doesn't really matter if he's building it or whatever, but he has a house that he can move in at any given time. I mean, the deed is already signed in his name and everything. But he's still staying at the apartment. Now, isn't it kind of weird? Because usually when a person's trying to hide something, they will leave the place where they're at and then go ahead and move and then call the police because that child won't know. That kid don't know the neighborhood. So it's easy to say, it's better to say, hey, I woke up, my child's not here, instead of being where you been for the last 2 years, where if the child went out and played, he knows how to come home or whatever. To say that right there and then put your other house in jeopardy because now everybody knows your name and woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? Because when we look back on the California City Boys,
they moved and then they reported the kids missing.
And then you remember the little girl Taylor named Brianna Williams, baby? She moved.
The lady that was in the service.
Yeah, she moved and went and took the baby. Yeah, way down there and by Arkansas or Birmingham or whatever. It was somewhere in the South. And buried that child and came back and said, I can't find my kid. And she had a whole new house.
Mm-hmm.
And
Corey just doesn't strike me as a criminal. He doesn't strike me. His actions do not scream criminal to me. They do not scream suspect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me. That's just my opinion. Anything could have happened. Child could have got hurt. He could have got scared. Anything could have happened. I'm not saying that he is 100% innocent, but I think that for everybody to just assume that he is guilty right off the bat because of the way that he was raising the children, I think that's presumptuous on our part.
And it's hard once something is said. It's hard to take that out of the equation that's stuck in your head. He's our number one suspect. He's the only suspect. He took the polygraph test, and then after that, there was a heated argument, and then that makes us to think, oh, he must have told him you lying.
Exactly.
And I'm just
another thing, and I have to touch on this. Soldier Girl said it in the comments as well as Miss Funny Thing. They don't teach you that in the service.
Oh, really?
Unless you're on a special forces and you're doing some undercover stuff, they're not going to teach you. They don't teach you to break the law. They may teach you to be deceptive against the enemy, but they're not going to teach you to break the law of the country that you're protecting. They just don't do that. That's not what our military stands for. I mean, I have umpteen family members out of the service, and only the ones that have been on special forces have ever been taught any deceptive things.
Wow. Soldier Girl, she's from the service, and right. Soldier Girl just said, yes, that's true, caller. You're right. Wow. I mean, but you see, I've heard, that's something that people be like, oh, but I mean, you would think that's true. What I'm saying is, like, every time they come out with something and it's just not true about this person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so now that gets me to wonder. So I'm not never looking over here. I'm still looking at him because you got it in my heart. It's him. But this mother, and I'm not accusing nobody. She ain't came on TV. The first thing she said is, I'll be at the trial. And we were trying to figure out what trial she talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too.
He just went to a bond hearing. You talking about a trial. This wasn't even about your kid coming up missing. This is about him getting a bond. And she comes out and say, I will be at the trial. That tells me I got some anger. And this is my thinking about it. Could he, how sometimes men, they don't just let it go because I got 4 kids. You got 4 kids. You might have the key, or you use my car. So I done went and got a key made. So could he, and I'm just saying, this is what I feel. And you guys, I'm not right about all things, anything or everything. I'm just saying, this is just my perspective. Could it be that she had a key? And so at 2:00 in the morning, she thought to peek, to open up the door. I'm talking about the mama of the kids. Because she already knows she ain't got a job, she's depressed, he's got the kids, he's telling her, I'm gonna fight for my kids. And she was like, whatever, woo, woo, woo. So 2:00 in the morning, he heard a noise. So he go check, and she hides in the closet. And then He didn't hear nothing, so he goes on and back to bed. He goes back to bed. She waits a little while. She grabs one and she's like, what am I going to do? I'm seeing my babies. I can't take them all, but I can take one. And if I take one and go put him in some kind of hiding, Corey's going to jail and I'll get my kids back. I can get all my kids back.
Right, because allegedly what was said was that when she dropped the kids off for a visit in January or November, I guess, in November, that when she dropped them off, Corey moved and she didn't know where he moved to,
Right.
and his family wouldn't help. And now those dates don't seem to add up.
And you know what? The sister also said, and I remember the sister said she didn't know where Corey lived. What if she did know where Corey lived? You know, because let me tell you something. Okay, I'm a mama.
Anything past the scorned woman.
Exactly. You know what? I found out where my ex lived when we were fighting for custody of my son. And it wasn't like I called the water company or whatever. You know, I waited. And when he went come pick up the kids one day, or I seen him at the store, he didn't even know it was me. I followed. I knew exactly where he lived at. And then we started monitoring, you know, who's going in, who's going out. There was a lot of activity. And so, you know, we found out, you know, he was doing some illegal stuff over there. So we sent the police over there. And, you know, I mean, see what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so now when you come to court, I'm just telling you the truth. People think I'm lying. I'm not dumb by far. So now when you come to court, you got a drug charge. You see, I sit back and watch you guys bring in cartons of milk. That tells me you're on WIC. You got a job and your woman got a job and y'all trying to take my kid. So I turn you in. I'll tell the judge. They are freelancing off of government assistance, and both of them got freaking jobs. How is they getting WIC, selling drugs, getting government cheese, and now you want my child and I work a job? You know what? I've never seen this done before in my life. This is what my attorney told me. He wasn't there with me. He said, the judge says, I am taking the order off of the visit. She will let you see this child when she sees fit and get out of my court. And nobody's never seen that before. Now, you know, when you pay child support, you have the right. I told the judge, I'll let him see the child whenever, but I'm not trying to put my child in danger. But see what I'm saying, though? It was my duty to find out where he lived. And not only that, to know everything that goes on in that house.
Yep. And as a mother, you're gonna go to the farthest extreme, but also, and this is where I have experience as a parent, but I also have had experience with women that are scorned,
Right.
and they will do some of the craziest stuff that you just wouldn't even imagine. Yeah.
And you know, it's hard to feel sad for a woman that has not even showed a tear for her child.
Exactly.
That's missing. People be like, "Oh, you're victim bashing." No, I'm not. We ain't seen this mother. You know what she said? She was like, "Okay, at the bond, after the bond hearing, she said, I'll be there in trial." And we're like,
"What trial?
What is she talking about?"
We don't know.
And then then next thing you know, she got a lawyer. A lawyer for what?
Makes you wonder.
Well, you don't need a trial for child support.
Well, this is my thing. If Corey really ran off with your kids when you took them on a visit, and you've been looking for him, and nobody would tell you where he lived, then you must have your kids now, right? You got the other ones, the other three? The other ones are yours? You have them? As a mother? If they were in your custody and you brought them for a visit and he took off with them, and you've been looking for him and you've been looking for him, now that you found him and you got all this documentation,
Yeah.
do you have your children?
No, she does not.
Okay.
So now this is you're right. And I see what you're saying. Oh, girl, I love you. Check this out. That's what they did in the Darren Brown case when Cash and Carter came up missing, and one came up deceased, and the other one, and within that same day,
Their mother had
the mother
had the child. That's correct.
And this mother, the police, when they asked where the children, they say they in protective custody. Oh no, we have them.
And that speaks volumes.
Wow. Okay. And
I'm gonna get off here and let the other people call.
okay.
LP.
Yeah, there was only but one more. But thank you for calling in.
All right, you have a good evening now.
All righty, you too. You guys, we got one more conversation, but I wanted to read this before it goes away. This is the neighbor gives a glimpse into the life next door to Corey, okay? It says, this is when Angie called in. This is what was said. As the search continued for Cody Bixley, we are learning more about what was going on inside the home. The first thing we learned from a neighbor was that there was little adult supervision. The neighbor does not want to be identified. This is an example of an adult not paying attention to children over there. I never heard of an adult over there. I never saw an adult taking out the trash. I never saw anyone come in and out of that house, the neighbor said. Maybe not seen them, but he could hear them. Maybe, he said he maybe not seen them, but I can hear them. All day long and into the night, the neighbor said he would bang on the walls to get the children to be quiet. When I was loud enough, if I mocked them, then it would stop, which was infuriating. Because if you know daily this is going on, you should stop it. I didn't know it was a bunch of children that young. I had no idea. It was consistent and constant, he said. The neighbor would go to the Bigsby front door. I banged on his door. He wouldn't open his door to talk to me. It was always through his door. He would say, he's sorry, he said. Another neighbor confirms that through the door chats. The door never opened. He wondered what the apartment looked like inside. I didn't know what Cody looked like until he disappeared and saw him on the news, he said. He confirms he never saw the children outside. I would yell, let them go outside. I would yell through the wall, like no kidding. We have all these fields. Let them go out and play, he said. Corey Bixley is charged with 7 counts of felony, child neglect for allegedly leaving his young children, including 4-year-old Cody, home alone as he ran errands. The charges date back to December, but are not directly related to Cody's disappearance. The neighbor says the charges doesn't surprise him because all I ever heard was crying in all hours of the night and day, just yelling. The kids were mad, not the adults yelling. It would be children crying and stomping on the floor, and you hear it all day, he said. The only time he saw the children was one time up in a window standing on a dresser. I saw them one time. I was leaving my apartment maybe a year ago. a year ago, they were standing on a dresser, both of them in diapers, and they were just standing there waving, he said. He remembered January the 31st when Corey Beasley first reported Cody was missing. There was so much noise. I was staying in Norfolk in the morning. I came home, he reported. Cody was missing at 9. I could hear the kids in the back room playing. It didn't make any sense. If the 4-year-old brother was missing, why would they be playing around? He said. Investigators have stopped by a few times, most recently Thursday. 2 female officers came by yesterday asking the same questions, following up, making sure I had already been seen by the FBI and I have already been seen by police. So I have given my information multiple times, he said. I'm going to call that last person. And you guys, we're going to get out of here, but I give everybody, like I said, thanks for that. If they don't answer, I'm going to show y'all the little clip as we leave so you can see the house or department and what it looks like. It is.
Hello?
Hey, you called in and we were busy. This is SP.
Yes. The first maintenance man was named James Johnson.
Okay. So one of the maintenance men's name is James Johnson.
Yes, the first maintenance man's name is James Johnson, and he used to work there, but the time that he worked there is when he used to check on the elderly people, and he found three bodies in the homes because they were elderly or they were sick.
Oh,
But
he
anyway,
found 3 deceased bodies in the homes before.
Yes, he found 3 bodies in the homes before, and he works over there in Norfolk. Now he lives in the apartment complex, but the new maintenance man that lives in the area in the complex, he does see the maintenance man when he's coming and going. Now this is what Ms. Rhonda told us. From what I sent you today. But he said that he used to work in there, but now he works over there on across the water.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now they say that we got it confused because we saying that the maintenance man found dead body, but that was the first one. That was the first maintenance man that was checking on the elderly people.
I ain't got it confused because y'all, what y'all telling me, I'm listening. I'm all ears because, I be thinking, okay, maintenance man, I don't know. I mean, anything is possible, but I'm a focus over here. Y'all focus over there, and I'm all ears to listen. If you find out any information, you come and let us know.
So I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm in Virginia, so I'm on it, honey. I'm on it.
Okay.
I'm on it. So, like I said, there was 2 maintenance men. The first one, used to work there, and he lived there. He used to live there or lived there. But when he worked there, he used to check on the elderly people.
Okay.
And the 3 dead bodies that he found were like elderly people.
Okay. Oh,
so
okay.
There is a second one, but we don't know his name.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to show that little clip because I want to look at it myself again because this is the next door neighbor. I don't know if it's the maintenance man, but I mean, that's the next door neighbor. So, or whatever.